Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, hello again. So this is my channel. I love to do DIYs on a budget, Dollar Tree DIYs, thrift flips, farmhouse rustic, and wreaths, and also seasonal decor. So if you like what you see here, you know what to do. Hit that red subscribe button. I would love to have you join us. And also leave me a comment. I love to hear what you guys think, and also give me a thumbs up. That helps my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. And I also have a Wreath shop. It's called Krista's Wreath Designs. It is an Etsy shop. All those links will be down below. But today is all about Hello Spring, and our guest this month is our co-host this month is Shannon's Crafty DIY, and our hosts are House to Home DIYs and also the Rusted Willow. Sorry about that. More about that in a minute, but first, DIY number one. So the first DIY, I'm going to take the snap again that I purchased on Amazon, which I love. A Dollar Tree egg that you see there, that wooden egg, some strips of ribbon, and also that's fabric that I ripped, and then this round beaded garland. So the first thing I'm going to do is we are going to paint the egg white because when I pull the napkin apart to Mod Podge it, on there, you'll be able to see through. So I wanted to make sure it was white in the back because we want it to blend in with our egg. So what I did is I took the layers off the egg, and now I'm going to dip my small paintbrush into the water, and I'm just going to go around where I would like to have this cut. So what this will do is it won't leave sharp edges, and it'll blend in with the egg because we're just going to pull it apart around where I put the paintbrush with the water. And I just keep pulling it. Just be really careful you don't rip the part that you want to have on there. And I just went around the whole thing and just kind of tore where the water was. And this helps it to actually blend into the egg, which you'll see in a minute. And this technique always works so good for me. So this is the way I do it. I know everybody has their own way, but this way works perfect for me. So now I'm going to put the egg on there, see where I want it. Then I'm going to take some Mod Podge, and I'm going to smooth that out where I'm going to put my image, my napkin. And then once I put the Mod Podge on, I'm going to dry it first, okay? Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the image on top and some parchment paper on top of that, and then I'm going to use my little mini iron to iron it. And this works every time, you guys. What it does is it makes the Mod Podge kind of come back and be sticky and like glue, and it'll make the image not get any wrinkles or any bubbles, and it looks like it's right, like it's supposed to be on there. Then I take some more Mod Podge and I go over the top of my image of my napkin just to seal it in and make sure it's not going to rip or anything. And then I'm going to take some of the antique wax and one of my stencil brushes, and I'm going to go very lightly with a dry brush around my image, okay, first. And then I'm going to go around and do the whole egg. I'm going to do a dry brush. I love the rustic look. You could skip this part if you want, but this is how I like my stuff to look. So I'm going to do the little rustic, and I'm just going to do dry brush all around with that antique wax, and also over the image as well. But a really dry brush, not heavy at all with the paint. And then once I get that done, we're going to take the beaded ring, and I'm going to form it to the egg. So that's what I did, and now I'm just going to take my glue and I'm going to go around little by little to make sure that the egg, you know, the bead, I can like form it to the egg shape. So I did a little at a time, and I just kept bending it up so it would fit around the egg. And this is just going to make it look more pretty and give it more texture, and I love the way it turns out. So now I'm going to take some Spanish moss, and I am going to put that on the bottom part where my bunnies are, right on the bottom part of the egg. And I'm just going to glue that down with some hot glue, and then I'm going to trim it with my scissors so it doesn't look all crazy. And then once I get it all trimmed and get it all down, I'm going to take the eggs that you see there, and I got these eggs at Hobby Lobby, and which is 40% off right now, so it's a really good deal. And I'm just going to glue down a couple of these into the moss. And then for the top portion, I'm going to make what I call a rag bow. So what I do is I take some of the strips of those ribbon that you saw in the beginning and some strips of fabric from the Dollar Tree, and I just tore those, okay? You want it to look raggedy, and that's kind of like a rustic look, and that's what I like. I love making these bows, and I'm just crisscrossing them. That's all I'm doing, and there's no right way or wrong way. That's why I love a rag bow. You can mix them up. You can put one down one way and then put a different one and just keep going until you get it as full as you want. Then I'm going to take some twine and I'm just going to tie it together in the middle in a knot, and that's going to keep it all together. And then what I do is I just trim it, to the size that I need it to be on my whatever I'm making. And see, so I'm just trimming the excess off, making sure everything's nice and even on each side, and it looks great. And I love making these bows. They're so rustic but so pretty. I mean, I've been making them a lot for Easter. And then I'm just going to put some glue on it and stick it down in the center there at the top. And then I'm going to take one of these little flowers that I had in my stash, and I'm just going to put that in the center. And that's it for this DIY, guys. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think down below. So today is all about Hello Spring, and like I said, the Rusted Willow, DIY from House to Home. Our host and our co-host is Shannon's Crafty DIYs. Also, there will be a playlist. I will have all those links down below, so make sure you go check everyone out. So now DIY number 2. Now this one, I lost some footage on this, and I apologize. I don't know how it happened, but I'm going to try to explain the best I can. So what I did is I took one of these wreath forms from the Dollar Tree. It's the bunny, and I'm going to trace it out on some styrofoam from the Dollar Tree, the foam boards that you see. And I'm just going to trace the whole thing. I don't know why I traced the ears, because I don't need it. So that was silly of me. So I just do the round circle. And then I'm going to take some of this loop and hook yarn that you could get at any store. Michael's has it, Hobby Lobby has it, and so does Joann's. And you're just going to put a little bit of glue at the bottom of the ear, and I'm going to keep wrapping this around the ear till I get to the top. And I glue it like here and there on some of the spots, just so it stays put and it doesn't like move around. And I just do it here and there. I don't do like, every single time I wrap it. And you just keep doing it. And I love this yarn because it makes it look so cool. I love the hook and loop yarn. I made a bunch of these last year for my craft show, and I sold them all. So people really like the little butt bunny, because that's what we're making. And this way was such an easy way to make it, and also hardly costed anything because the yarn I got on sale. And then see, when I get to the top, I just kind of loop it around and then make sure I glue it at the top like that, and then I cut the excess off. And that's it. So that's one ear, and I do the same thing to the other ear. Then I'm going to take one of these cloths that you can get in the car section. It's supposed to be used to wipe your car. It's like a towel. And I'm going to use it. It's fuzzy on one end. And we're going to use that for the bottom part of our wreath form, so the round part. And I'm just going to cut around as close, as I can. But then at the bottom, I'm not going to cut it real close, because that's where you're going to stuff your stuffing. Once we get that board on there and glued on, you're just going to stuff the stuffing inside of that. So then what I did is I'm going to take the cloth and I am going to glue it to the actual wreath form. So I'm just going to take a bead of glue, go around the edges, and I'm going to keep gluing it all the way around. Okay, and then once I get it all the way around, that's the part that got cut out, was the part of me putting the stuffing in, which I'm so upset about that. I apologize, you guys. But all I used was the polyfill that you can buy, or you can use an old pillow, the stuffing in that, whatever you have. And you just stuff the inside, and that's what makes the butt bunny, the butt of the bunny. And then I took the excess, if I had too much excess, I cut that off, of course. But I just continued to go around the whole wreath form. But I left the bottom open where you see the long piece, okay? Because that's where we're going to put in the stuffing for our bunny. And once you get this all glued, you're going to leave the bottom part also of the styrofoam round that we cut out. That's going to go on top here in the back. You're going to leave that unglued until you get the stuffing in at the bottom as well. I hope I'm explaining myself okay. I feel really bad that this happened, because I really wanted to show you guys how to do these, because they're so cute to make. So much fun and so cheap. So cheap. And then I just kind of cut the excess off, if there was too much hanging out. Because then we're going to put that styrofoam piece over the top, which you'll see now in a minute. I'm just showing you how I cut the excess off. I don't know why, but yeah. And then once we get that round on, like I said, you're going to leave the bottom part open. You're not going to glue that part, because we're going to kind of slide it in between both pieces. So you're going to slide it in between that fabric that we used, and the towel or whatever you want to call it, and the board. So this is covering the back where you have that all ripped up, and this is also going to help you to be able to fill your bunny for your butt. So And when you go around with the towel, you want to make sure you don't do it too tight. You want to leave it a little bit of sling to it because you want to be able to stuff it. See, there's the stuffing, and that's where it got cut out. See? But there it is, you guys. So I put the stuffing in, then I cut a little bit more of the excess off of the towel, and then I shoved it in, and then I glued the bottom portion in so that you don't see anything. Very simple. Now I'm going to take some of these feet from the Dollar Tree and one of these little pom-poms that I made with the pom-pom maker from the Dollar Tree, which I have in my other video how I did it. So if you want to check that out, go check it out. And I do the little bunny pom-poms for them, the little tails, and I absolutely love it. It works perfectly, you guys. And then I just glued those down really, really good. And then I glued down my little tail, which I made it pink. And then I made one of those messy bows again with same thing. I just did an X with them, and there's your messy bow, and I put a flower in the middle, and there is your bunny. Sorry that some of the parts got cut out, you guys. I really apologize about that. So now DIY number 3. This one's super funny too. I took some of this loop and hook yarn again. Now this is like a rustic orange color. That's spring metal sign, the wreath form of the carrot from the Dollar Tree, and some of that box floral that you get from Walmart. And then also some more ribbon because I make my messy bows or my rag bows all the time, you guys. So I use some paint to paint the spring sign, and what I use is plaster from Waverly, the chalk paint. And then I'm going to put a little glue on the bottom of our carrot, and the same thing like we did with the bunny's ears, we're just going to keep wrapping. And as I go up, every once in a while I'll put a little bead of glue on the side of the frame like that, which you see me doing, just to hold it so that it doesn't slide. And I'm just going to keep going, and you're just going to keep wrapping that all the way up. And then once I get almost to the top, I'm going to take that boxwood that I got from the floral here, not floral, but the greenery. I'm going to zip tie that to the top of my carrot. So see how I left it? I didn't finish going all the way up. I left a piece, and then we're going to tuck it under, and we're just going to zip tie it down with a zip tie. You can use string, whatever you have. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other one. So I used 2 of these to make the top of my carrot. And these are perfect greenery to use to make the top of your carrot. And they're very inexpensive too at Walmart. And then I put the other one in and just tucked it down, and then took the zip tie again, and I'm just going to zip tie that to the frame of the carrot to hold it in. And that really holds it very, very good. And then we're going to continue wrapping the yarn around the rest all the way till I get to the top, and then I'm going to glue the top. And there it is, all done. Look how cute that looks. Isn't it awesome? So then what I did is I took one of my zip ties, and I had to make a hanger, right? So in the back, I just fed it through onto the wreath form, and I just put a little zip tie there and left a little piece so that you can hang it up. Really easy. And I sold these 2 at my craft show. Everybody loved these. And then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start making my bow, and I use my bow dabber to hold my ribbon for me because I have MS, and my hands are really numb, believe it or not, and I still craft, and it's good for me. It's good therapy. And I have to use things to hold things down for me because I have a hard time. So this is what I use all the time to hold my ribbon, and I love it. It's the best thing I ever bought. And I just keep putting 2 pieces of each ribbon going across. Now this is a little bit big, but I went big with it because I wasn't sure how long I needed it for my carrot, because we're going to put this at the top of the carrot. It's a little, messy bow. And then once I get all these ribbons, now these ribbons, you guys, were orange stickered. I'm not sure if they still have any left in your Hobby Lobby, but they had a ton of it in my Hobby Lobby, and I picked it up because it's really cheap. It's cheaper than any store for the ribbon when they have it orange stickered. And then I just took all different ribbons that match my carrot. And then I zip tied it in the center with a zip tie so it would hold together. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess if it's too long, which it ends up being too long, and I have to trim it. So I did do it a little too long. And then I just trimmed the excess off, like so, with my scissors. And this is where you get your messy bow. You guys, it's so easy. And I glued that down, and now I'm just going to take a button that I had in my stash, and I'm going to glue that to the center of my bow. And then we're going to take that spring sign that I did with the plaster paint, and I'm going to glue that with the hot glue down to the side there of, and I just burned my fingers. Did you see that? And then I just glued it down to my carrot on the side. I just thought it gave another nice touch to the carrot. And I really love this way this turned out. So that's it, you guys. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Also, don't forget to check everyone out. And I want to thank you all for watching. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.